Tattoo artists of Reddit, what is the most WTF project that made you seriously question your client's sanity? My first tattoo artist told me his woman came in wanting Where's Waldo peeking out of her vagina. He told her to go home, sleep on it, and come back the next day if she really wanted it. She was there when the shop opened. Him trying to imagine exactly where he put Waldo. On the side? On the labia majora? Down the perineum to avoid the labia altogether? Was it just the top of Waldo's head or Waldo from the waist up? Was he standing? Crawling? Trying to escape? Trying not to be seen? I could go on and I'm so sad I will never know the answers to these important questions. I'm fuzzy on the details. It was 17 years ago. But I think it was his hands on the labia and his head and shoulders coming out by the clit. Like he was climbing out of it. He did say it was one of the most painful looking tattoos has done. I don't have a vagina, but that makes me clench my butt cheeks in pain. I have a vagina and this makes me clench my vagina in pain. Had a client ask to make his nipple into Pinocchio's face. It was weird, but he was happy and we had a good laugh. And now he can only lie when it's cold out. Take my upvote. Ha ha ha. It wasn't me, but when I was still an apprentice, a girl came in to get tattooed by my boss. She had a 4-leaf clover tattooed on her clit, and she wanted my boss to go over it, and was saying that it was pretty faded. She seemed normal at the front desk, and we exchanged small talk, and then I went back with her and was setting up my boss station. To make casual conversation I asked the client if it hurt a lot to get tattooed down there. This question changed something in her, and she turned to me with this crazy expression and said honestly, I like the pain. I nervous laughed and luckily was done setting up and ducked off. My boss goes into his office with her and closes the door. Then, not even 5 minutes go by and I hear the door open and she fast walks out and leaves the shop. I was like WTF just happened as my boss walks out, and he explains to me that the tattoo didn't look faded at all. It was perfectly legible and looked recent. But the whole time she was begging him to go over it just a little bit and got extremely pushy until she just flat out started trying to seduce him until he told her to leave. It happened all so fast, but I know I'll never forget that one. Damn. It sounds like it gave her the best orgasm ever or something to get tattooed there. So, I'm a dom and have some experience in BDSM. What this lady did is not ethical, as consent is key in any and all interactions. But I think I can explain the appeal. This woman strikes me as someone who is a masochist and can switch between dom and sub with ease, but prefers the sub role. To her, getting tattooed on the clit would not necessarily be a physical orgasm, though it could be, but rather a full being, holistic experience. Extremely sensitive area in pain, laid out and exposed in front of a virtual stranger who nonetheless is only there of your volition. And vibrations. Semi-public. People know what's going on. They know she's a dirty girl. In her mind, the artists couldn't care less. Maybe they'll think of her later and touch themselves again. In her mind, I imagine this experience checked a lot of kinky boxes for her. Still incredibly unethical though. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Oh wow, thank you for the insights. I mean this could be perfectly incorrect, but still very insightful. And the fact that you could recognize these things as well. Well done. Thank you. I'm a dom with a pronounced sadistic streak, so being able to put myself in others' shoes is critical. I like to hurt, but I don't like to hurt, you know, and empathy is crucial to that. Obviously so are consent, boundaries, and safe words. Close bracket. My tattoo artist said a guy tried to win his possible father-in-law by tattooing the name of his business. Of course he and the girl broke up later on. That sounds like a textbook example for regrettable tattoos. No regrets. Dude, you spelled regrets wrong. Like he said no regrets. Not a tattoo artist, but I do know a guy who got don't hire tattooed across his knuckles. That's a weird combo of poor judgment and high self-awareness. Nah, he's playing 3D chess. He can show his unemployment officer that he is genuinely putting in applications but nobody will hire him for some wild reason lol. He's playing 3D chess so. Normal chess. I'm too poor for a chessboard. so I just play on the computer. It's 2D for me. I won a worst tattoo competition against a woman who had tattoo of Betty Boop bottomless and spread eagle with a puddle underneath her cooch. Saw a guy with the word beer written in butted fiery block letters across his lower back, tramp stamp style, at the beach. God, I hope my friend never gets a drunk tattoo again. This is the kind of shut he would get. I saw a tattoo stall at a festival and wondered who gets a spontaneous tattoo in a place with questionably functional showers and camping. Dear tattoo guy is that person. Not a tattoo artist, but I worked in a shop for some time doing desk work, cleaning ECT. One that really stands out to me is that a guy came in wanting a pin-up of his wife tattooed on his thigh. Okay, not something I would get, but it's common and understandable. Client tells the artist he wants her in the Stay Puft costume from Ghostbusters. So the artist took this as like her in a sailor's uniform. So he draws up a few different ones and shows the client, who tells him no man. Like this, and retrieves a drawing out of his pocket that is his girlfriend made to look like the Michelin Man and the Stay Puft Man were her biological parents. She had a triple chin and everything. So the artist goes, your body, your choice, man. And while he's getting tattooed, his wife shows up, and yeah, she was for sure thick, but nothing like what the drawing depicted. And every time she looked at the work in progress, I could see the mixture of embellishment and frustration across her face. Never saw them again, but heard a few weeks later they got a divorce. Wonder what he did with that Stay Puft tattoo. I'll still never know what in life possessed him to think that was a good idea. Oh my, that would be an interesting one to explain to a future partner. Maybe he was a chubby chaser and he wanted her to be that big or something. I've seen / heard that a few times. Not an artist, but I was in a tattoo shop with a friend. Therefore moral support while they got there first. Well, we're waiting in the lounge area for my friend's appointment, and this guy walks out from the back area, shirtless. Across his chest in digital clock font is best lover, one word on each pec. My friend and I's jaws dropped. The guy just paid the person at the front desk and left. The tattoo artist, I bottomed, who followed him outside loudly and just kind of laid his head down on the counter before calling for his next appointment. Not us. I think maybe the artist wasn't proud of this one. I honestly feel bad for artists that have to give people extra cringe-worthy tattoos like that. Charge them extra for the embellishment and just move on with your life. I bet they wish they could. Not, but my friend is apparently a guy came in a year ago and wanted pickle Rick on his duck. Not small, like the whole thing green with the face. She didn't do it, but he got it done at someone's home and came in like 6 months ago to ask her if she wanted to see. That must have been quite the spectacle. She turned him down, but I really wish I got to see it. Imagining myself as a woman, I could see not wanting to be exposed to a man's pickle *NIS. Lol. Pickle duck. My friend had a girl's name one-lined and initialed. It's what you do if you duck up in a naval log. Getting a girl's / guy's name tattooed on yourself has got to be the oldest worst tattoo. He was in the Navy. She banged a dude that got discharged from our unit because he was diabetic. She did that for over a year. He even paid to fly him and his ex-wife to Hawaii together, as we weren't sure the exact date we were getting. So my buddy literally paid for the 2 hunks of shit to be in Hawaii for a week together alone. Whoa, that's wild. So for clarification, he got her name tattooed on himself because he messed up going out with her in the first place. So he got his wife's name tattooed on his arm. Brandy, literally brandy. In the Navy, as you make a mistake in a logbook, the protocol is to put one line through it and initial both sides, so it is still legible and recognized as a mistake and identifies the watchstander involved. So the brilliant bastard one-lined and initialed the *TCHES name. He got it covered up later, but he kept it for a while. His name was King Ducking, fitting cause he was a legend. I've watched him bite through an inch-thick rope snapping it. One of the other artists, for some reason, had been wanting to tattoo a bloody tampon on someone. Well, this lounge lizard was like, you can do it on me. THS artist drew it on to where it took up the entirety of his inner upper arm. He did it. The guy let him. Da fuck. I used to know someone who was a lounge lizard once. In the same type of fashion. He let an artist tattoo a donkey pulling his pants down and mooning you on his butt, and Bert showing his butt on his butt. Butception. We have to go deeper. I will get my mom's potato salad recipe tattooed on my side like the girls with the inspirational writings. Will you include a 3-paragraph story about your mom's childhood and how the potato salad is a link to your family history, like they do on the recipe websites? Blame Google for this. The sites are just doing what they have to force you to end up in the first few results. Nobody looks on page 17 for the succinct recipe sites. I also feel like SEO quality drops entirely by page 2. Like, it used to be you could find that super obscure thing by page 10 lurking in a forum post 5 years ago, but now it goes from top results to links of the first page in different languages and completely ignoring my search string. Completely ignoring my search string. I hate this so much. If I do a search with 4 words, it's because those 4 words are important to my search. Stop showing me results that only have one of the 4 words. And I especially hate it when search engines helpfully decide 2 different words must be the same words because they are similar. Like sometimes when you search anim sub the search engine decides to give you results for nothing but anim dubbed. I'm not an artist, but once in a tattoo shop I made some pretty friendly conversation with a lady next to me about art tats and what they mean. So I thought I'd try to strike up the same topic with the next person when she left. A lady and her daughter sat next to me and I asked what she was getting done and the daughter looked away as if she wasn't paying attention and the lady turned and looked at me. Tears in her eyes, paused and said I'm getting a memorial for my friend who was murdered on Saturday. What about you? Nothing, just some French bullshit I'm getting totally on impulse. Sorry I asked. Or what? That's unfortunate. Open bracket. I didn't do this, but my colleague from studio did. Mechanic hard stabbed with buttive. Shiny. Metal P asterisk NIS. That was cool. I had question about swastika. I don't do shit like this. I would love to see that. I recently saw a heart tattoo, but all of the major arteries were buttive schlangs. It was quite unique to say the least. Haha. Not an artist. Once knew a guy with a rape joke tattoo. Depicted by Mickey Mouse like rats with surprise 6 written over them. SMDH. Yikes. That's a bit disturbing. Guy in tech school had me draw a tattoo for him of a turtle being shot out of a cannon with a bow staff in one hand and some nunchucks in the other. The turtle was a mix of a Koopa and Ninja Turtle wearing Chuck Taylors. The placement had it being shot up towards his nipple where it looks like it's about to bite it. I accepted free Wi-Fi's payment. He was known for getting weird tattoos such as his laundry mark on his lower back and his MTI's name and current rank on his calf. Nice guy, but good god he had weird taste in tattoos. That sounds kind of cool actually. Not saying I would get that as a tattoo, but it would definitely be a fun art project. GF is tattoo artist and I helped her Photoshop what the client wanted. Dude wanted to tattoo his ex-GF. Already a questionable choice, right? He wanted his ex-GF's face combined with a cat. And he didn't even give us a specific cat. Dude literally said find a cat off the internet, so we did. Photoshopped his ex-GF's eyes onto the cat and I questioned my existence as I pressed save. Good thing we persuaded him out of it. But holy duck, imagine if he met another girl in the future and she asked WTF is this cat person on your chest? I will get a tattoo of my own face tatted on the back of my bald head. Quirrell style. That'd be cool. As long as it doesn't talk or require unicorn blood. I'm not an artist myself, but I literally grew up listening to the sound of a tattoo machine as my lullaby. My mother was a tattooist for 15 years. And her okay. Then clients were 2 Marines. Drunk. One says, I'll pay for yours, but you have to get what I want, where I want it. Second Marine. Sure. He got a rose vine down his. My mother's response when asked if she would do that was, if you'll stick it in my hand and hold it still, I will do it. He did. Your mom sounds cool as duck. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want more videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. You are helping me a lot. Thanks again.